Welcome to Modern Homestead Alaska. I'm Jessica, and today I actually accidentally got started before I ever even pushed the camera to play. Now, let's get into the video. We have some great things for you. If you've been with the channel for a while, I would like to thank you for showing up time and time again. If you're new around here and finding us through this challenge, I am introducing myself in each one of the videos. My name is Jessica. I live with my family here on a modern homestead in South Central Alaska. We work together on all of the projects, literally building this homestead from the ground up. We share the building projects, we share all the gardening, as well as the things that we grow, as well as our animal husbandry. We have chickens, a dairy cow, and rabbits. Not only that, our hunting and fishing projects and all the beautiful things that Alaska has to offer is what you can look forward to on this channel. In a previous video, you might have remembered my potatoes. It had gotten hit by a storm and it had laid them over in the walkway. I tried to use some string and some T-post to hold them up, and they were literally weighing so much they were pushing everything out of the ground. I noticed today that the underside is starting to kind of degrade, if you will, from the amount of rain that we're getting, and they're getting lack of airflow and those things. So I took the potatoes and pushed them back over into the center, removed the two T-posts and this giant roll of string that we were trying to hold them up with. And now I'm going to move on to the second project of the day, and that is throughout the garden, but let me show you. At this point in the season, I have some chickens that can fly and they can still get into the onion. Onions are into the garden. Onions like to be uncovered at this point. So we're gonna go through, we're gonna weed, and we're going to kind of uncover any of the onions that are starting to get covered over to let them finish bulbing out for the rest of the season, which isn't too terribly much longer. But I'll pop on some gloves, otherwise I'm gonna be super stinky. Pull any weeds that we find, throw them in a bucket for the chickens, and then we will uncover all of the onions over there with the gardens. The garlic, I have a huge amount of onions, and so that is gonna be a fairly big job. But we'll get to working on this, and then we'll figure out as we go through the garden what actually needs to be harvested today. Well, I looked over, I have onions on the outside, and I kind of chaos planted some carrots, and I looked over and found that's a purple carrot. Isn't that beautiful? They're a little on the small side, but they're interfering with the onion growth. So either I have to pull small onions or I can thin some of the carrots out. So I've decided to thin some of these carrots. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to take the carrot tops. I know you have other uses for them. They're really good for the rabbits and the chickens. Let me show you. This is honestly insane. The soil is like black gold. It is just beautiful. We do have a couple of beans starting to grow, and then spinning around, we've given space to the artichokes. Aren't those beautiful? We have some onion, down 2 strips of onion, and then I started pulling all of the carrot, and you can see down here how overgrown they were. And just half of the bed completely filled that, and I've already taken a whole bucket to the chickens, and then I have this other half of the bed to do. But look at this soil. It is so full of roots and beauty. Wonderful. But it is overcrowding the onions, and so we're just kind of digging them out, and see, they didn't grow as well as they could have because onions do not like to be crowded. So I do have a whole nother bed of carrots, and so I am not going to be too terribly concerned. Some of them are really good size, and others are just too thick in here. And so, see? All sorts of sizes. So we're going to finish pulling these and working with our black gold here, and then we'll go in and do something with all these carrots. All right, last night we were in the middle of pulling these beautiful carrots out in the garden, and then my family needed me. So I just stopped where we were at in the last clip and went and helped my husband. And now, last night, all I did was take a wet wash rag. I didn't wash anything. I just wrapped everything in a wet towel. I'm gonna set some of the onions I accidentally pulled aside, and I'm gonna start cleaning up these carrots. I'm gonna put them through the salad spinner, and all we're gonna do is just pull the tips and everything off. We're going to wash all of the little carrots, and then this is not going to be the world's most extravagant preservation method. Because these carrots are so beautiful, these are the colorful ones. They're great to have in your diet. I teach a lot on the channel that color is key. There needs to be variety in your diet. So when you can get carrots in all the different colors, you should definitely try it, because there's different vitamins and nutrients in each one of the different colors of carrots. So all we're gonna do is clean them up, and then the most amazing part about the carrots is these can be stored in the refrigerator, crisper drawer for months without having any issues at all. So what we wanna do is we don't wanna be losing any moisture content. That's what causes the carrots to go soft. So that's why I wrapped them in a wet towel. They would be fine for a couple hours overnight, and then we would get to cleaning them up this morning. Everything is fine, and then we do have to head back out. And I think that's part of the name of the game, is every bit counts, is about doing the best that you can each day. And if all you did for preservation yesterday was pull half of a row, clean up half a row in your garden, because that's all you could get to before your family needed you, then that is the perfect amount of work. So let me throw all these in. I'll bring you back and show you how beautiful colored they are. These purple ones, they're so dark they look almost black. so quickly. Let me show you how I'm going to store them. This is not even earth-shattering. I have some wet paper towels because I do want to keep the moisture in the carrots, and a Ziploc bag. I will try, so the carrot itself is not gonna go bad. What I look for is any of the greens that I might have missed in the rinsing process. And if it had like a great big stem on it, I cut that off because those things will go bad before the carrots do. I don't peel them, I don't scrub them, I don't look for any of that because what does Jess say? Real food has dirt. Real food has roots on it. These are incredibly beautiful though. I want to show you the inside. They are not purple all the way through, although you can get a carrot. Here you go. This one I cut a little too far into. They're white with a purple center. So they are really beautiful. The reason I didn't want to can these and I didn't want to freeze dry them and I didn't want to do all of that is because I think their color is just incredible. I love to roast them up. We love to eat them fresh. All of those different things. So I have over, I'll see if I can shove them all in here, but I have a whole gallon. That's actually a huge amount of carrots. Most people don't have a whole gallon of carrots in their refrigerator right now, or at least most people wouldn't go out and buy that and then have that just sitting there. So these are gonna be great for fresh eating, fresh snacking, and because like I said, they last so many months in the refrigerator like this, if they did start getting soft and going soft, well then we would blanch and freeze them, or then we would chop and can them, or blanch and freeze dry. We would move the carrots along in the process, but I think sometimes something we need to remember is not everything needs to have the life processed out of it. Some of these things that we pull out of the garden, such as the squashes and the pumpkins and all of those, not zucchinis, we're talking like acorn and butternut squash. A lot of the cauliflower cabbages will go in the refrigerator. The bigger ones, not everything gets made into sauerkraut. Why? Because months and months from now, some of those things will still be nice for fresh eating, especially in the winter months. So there we have it, a whole gallon of carrots. We haven't even started today's projects. Something I've been trying to do is look for something I can finish before I head outside, because I needed these pies from the previous video flat in order to freeze. Look at that little cup. Perfect. Someone had something about how much of the paper I use, and this is why. So that I can wrap it up and prevent sticking in freezer burn. I did the other two because they were the upstairs freezer, and when I went downstairs to check on the freeze dry, it needs a few more minutes. That's why I'd gotten the jars and stuff out thinking I was gonna finish that, and I went, oh, look, we can finish. Let me label it before I seal it. It's easier. So if we just continue throughout our days finding just single tasks on top of our big jobs, like just getting the pies moved into the food saver bags, they're not getting freezer burnt, they're not taking up huge amounts of space, because when I stick it in there like this and nothing can get on top of that pie while it's freezing, that is a huge amount of flat freezer space where stuff could be stacked in there. And now I have 4 whole pie pucks ready to go for winter. It was not supposed to rain today, and my grandma and I were out doing a planting project that we'll share in a different video. And then I was going to finish this Every Bit Counts challenge video for day 2 of it, and that cannot happen. So I'm wet and covered in dirt. So I thought I would go ahead and finish some of the things that I have sitting in the kitchen that just need to get done. So I'm gonna pull the blade out and switch this out because we are going to make the jalapeno salt. The jalapenos that were in the dehydrator are now done. So I'm gonna pop all of those into the Ninja. They turn into little bitty nuggets of spicy jalapeno goodness. All right, done. On to the Ninja. And then pop on the lid. Let's turn this and power. So I don't need it to be too terribly spicy, and then I give it a couple of minutes before I open it. And then I am just going to go in with, I want this amount when I'm done, which is a quart. And so I'm doing just shy of that with kosher salt. Whew. Step back. Gets in the air. Leave this for several minutes and let all of it settle down before I try and move it to the jar. If I learned last time, if you just take the lid off, you get this whiff and it literally like burns your lungs. You just are inhaling all of that jalapeno, just dust basically. And so we just leave it for a few minutes and then we'll jar it. Not true. In the meantime, I'm just gonna rinse up some zucchinis that we've been collecting on our countertop and get those dealt with. I gave a bunch away. This is what I have left. And we've had them almost every night for a week. So I have got to process these. This is gonna look ridiculous, I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna put this over my face. Because honestly, the last time I did this, it was so bad. Okay, and I'm gonna get it in the jar. Once it's in the jar and it's all settled, it's easy to use. But before that, it's pretty difficult to process. Okay. Okay, there we have it. I'm gonna clean this up. That actually works so much better this time. So, here's what's up. My sister sent me a zucchini relish recipe that sounds amazing. So it's 4 cups of zucchini, 2 cups of onions, a bell pepper, and a jalapeno pepper, as well as some sugar, vinegar, spices. And then we're gonna jar that up. well, I don't have any onions, or at least I haven't harvested enough onions that for every 4 cups of zucchini that we would have 2 cups of onion. So that's kind of the ratio. So what I've decided to do is run the zucchini through. We're gonna measure all of it out, freeze it, and then when I do have the onions, the jalapenos, and the bell pepper, I am going to make the zucchini relish. So, run power. So we're just going to process the zucchini. See how many cups we can get. So then just move them over into, cut off any bad spots. So this big, we'll see if it's still good. This is why you don't let them get this size. It's the funniest story. It was Sunday, family night dinner, and it's actually, you guys, it's not airy. At least the ends aren't. My daughter Cody went outside with me to harvest some vegetables just to roast with a farm fresh chicken. Oh, it's nice. It is a little bit airy. That's kind of what happens. You don't want to let them go this long. But my daughter found this and thought it was like the coolest thing ever. She did not grow up with us with a garden. This is only my 3rd year of gardening ever. So she finds all of it very fascinating like I do. And she helps me in the garden quite a bit. She loves to plant and pull the potatoes. So when she found this, it was like hilarious to her. But I grew up in Missouri and this accidentally happened all the time growing up. So we'll see how much this one makes. So I cleaned out the thing. Did it. Barely. Did you hear it boiling down? So see, it's like a little more watery than the other zucchini, but that's fine. It'll take up space in the relish. Okay, so what is gonna happen is when you freeze zucchini like this, when you defrost it, it's gonna have given up a bunch of its moisture, and that is not bad at all because it won't make the recipe super wet. So we will drain this when we defrost it, but for now, we're gonna count how many cups. They're a little overfull, but that's okay. They will squish way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Let's do 8 in this bowl since we're looking for 4 per recipe, or 8 in this bag. Write that on it.
There's 4 cups of chopped zucchini.
Yes.
That's about as finely chopped. I can't figure out how to turn this off.
That's okay. Did you hang up with Mom?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's
Yeah, just
home
set
all
it
as
down.
well.
Right. And you found your phone, I can charge it for you.
Okay, that looks really good. So what all have you got in there? Just
The zucchini. I'm gonna freeze it, and then
Oh, okay.
when we have the onion and everything else,
Uh-huh.
then we will make the zucchini relish.
Oh, okay. Looking good. Okay. What was that one in here for?
Your phone.
Oh, okay. Jeez, I don't know what's wrong with me.
That's okay.
She asked me if I had dinner, and I said no. Have
That's-
I had dinner?
You have not had dinner, but
Oh.
I'm gonna feed you.
It's okay, I'm not hungry.
You're not hungry yet?
She just asked me if I'd had dinner.
Right.
Well, I'll eat when it's ready, but I'm not in a hurry for anything.
Okay. I will feed you though.
I believe you, honey.
I knew you did. Okay, we're gonna call this 8 as well. So that's 4 batches. And then I'm just gonna, all that liquid.
It's looking really good.
Yeah. Okay, so 16 cups of zucchini into the freezer. That is perfect. At least it's all processed. I don't have giant zucchini sitting on the cabinets anymore. I did wash all the dishes. I have the bowl and my giant chicken bowl ready to go outside. As soon as it quits raining, I will go and toss that to the chickens. So we're just gonna call today the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and we didn't have to do the world's most extreme processing in order for it to still be a good amount of every bit counts challenge. So with that, thank you for being here today. Thank you for showing up time and time again. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. If you ring the bell, you'll get notifications. And I do hope that you are blessed. I hope you find something to be grateful for. And I hope you will return for the next video. We're doing 5 a week. We're trying to do Monday through Friday. I might have to push one to Saturday or post one early on a Sunday, but 5 videos a week. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.